gone through, it's just, I don't know, I'm just so grateful that it's out. Because it's weird, too. I wrote this song over a year ago, Lose You to Love Me, and it's like I feel completely different from when I wrote it. So it's such an interesting
that's
feeling.
what's fascinating for us, because I want to play that for you in just a second. But for us, we're hearing it for the first time. And so, just human nature is to think, oh my gosh, this is what she's feeling right now today, because we just got this song. But that's not the case.
No, but it's more beautiful for me because I know exactly where I was when I wrote it and how I felt. And
could you have released it in the moment you felt it?
No.
Or would that have been too hard?
Absolutely not.
Too tough, right?
Yeah, that wouldn't have happened. It took me a long time to get through it. So now it's fine. Like, I'm smiling.
Wait,
it's so great.
I want to play it. We've been watching the video as well. Let me play it, and then let's come back and talk a little bit about it. We have the blessing of 2 singles, but let me play this right now. Lose You to Love Me. This is Selena Gomez. Take it all in. Slow down your pace this morning. Breathe and listen to these lyrics. Selena Gomez, Lose You to Love Me on Kiss FM. If you could have seen the group text of the emojis that we all sent as each lyric was being played to us, of like, oh my God, no, oh my, because I think there's so much universally relatable in that track and the title alone, which is like, I mean, I think you say I gotta hate you to get past you, basically.
Yeah, I mean, it's all the feelings, right? It's everything from happy and emotional to just realizing it and being frustrated. I just wanted to validate all of those feelings because they were extremely real to me. And yeah, that's the point.
That is one of the things that we were talking about after. I think it was actually before we even saw the song and the lyrics to the song. We were actually talking about what is more now. Sisney's married and happy and has everything in the fairy tale book, okay?
Okay, it's not rainbows and butterflies all the time.
Okay, it's
I'm
butterflies.
married, I have kids.
Yeah.
Now, Tanya and I, we have, I don't know what we have. So the point... But
I'm right in there.
Yeah.
But the point is, when you think of like going through a breakup, it sucks. We think it is worse, the 2 months lyric that you have in there. That part of it, for us, would be worse than going through a breakup.
Yeah.
Is having to see someone with someone else so fast.
Yeah. And that, I think, I'm really grateful, too, because I've actually experienced that a million times before. And that's the unfortunate part about what I do. So it's all very real to me, and I'm sure it's just entertainment for other people, but I think I had become numb to it. And it would be stupid of me if I didn't acknowledge what I had felt, because it would be inauthentic, and that's everything I claim to be and do. And I know there are thousands of people, men and women, who have felt this feeling, and it's extremely real. And on top of the social media and everything, it doesn't matter if you're in my position or if you're in someone else's, because you're always going to somehow find this negative space. It's just that's why I have to be careful, and I just have to take steps back and just focus on what I'm doing and no one else.
And how do you handle, and maybe don't look at it, but how do you handle people's reaction and their judgment of lyrics that are so, I mean, there's some really candid stuff about a song of yours in there too.
Yeah.
So how do you handle that?
I don't know, Ryan. I just do it. I think that.
But I'm giving you credit for that vulnerability, because that's some tough stuff to have to tell people or let people know about.
Yeah, but I think that's why I've waited this long to kind of express what I felt. Yeah. Because I don't know. I think that's the whole point. I'm always going to be honest with people. I've never not been. I might not be overly chatty about it all the time, but this is where I'm able to release it. This is where it turns into art. And it actually shocks me. Some of the reaction I feel like shocks me in general, because I've dealt with this for years now, because everyone writes about something they felt.
Yeah.
Everyone. And the biggest topic is love. And in a way, it's not something negative. It's actually something positive, that I was able to experience that, as beautiful and ugly as it was. I think it's beautiful that I've been able to turn this into the new chapter.
Well, when you look at this is a ballad, and the other track that you've released is up tempo, and one is in black and white, and one is in color.
That's true.
So there's a significance there. I'm thinking.
The videos. We haven't even talked about the videos.
I know.
Oh my gosh.
So now we've got a second song from Selena, almost back to back, which is an up tempo song. The video for "Lose You to Love Me" is in black and white, shot on an iPhone. Really raw. That's cool.
It's so cool. It was such a weird experience, but that was so...
Did you just lean it up against the wall? And
No,
shoot it, or was it-
basically.
That's where I shoot my workouts.
For the... Oh, my gosh, Ryan. Wow. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, clearly you're not following me.
No, I think... Yeah. Well, that's... I mean...
It's great. It's so raw, but it's
so
you feel
weird.
You feel
So the first
realness
video
there.
we shot in just on a rig, so it was very simple. But then the second video where it was all the choreography, they were taping iPhones on the floor against the wall. It was the weirdest thing I'd ever seen.
Really cool.
So the cameras were the phones.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
Everywhere. So I didn't even know what was going on. I didn't know where to look or what. But it was just so fun to see it, and it's beautiful. It's just the way it's shot. That camera is so impressive to me.
It's 3 lenses.
Yeah.
I know, and I was like, why do you need 3? But now I see.
You know. Yeah. The Look at Her Now video will show you. So this video's in color. Tell us about the significance of the first single in black and white and the second one in beautiful color.
Well, that's kind of the point. I felt like I released a song, Heart Wants What It Wants, ages ago. And that video was one of my favorites. And I felt like within going from there to go where I am now, it's like the greatest feeling. So it made sense. Behind what I'm saying in Lose You to Love Me, it is very black and white. There's no in between. It's just, that's it. And then for Look at Her Now, it's just, that's my life exploding into all these different amazing things. And yeah.
We have this song. I'm going to play it for you in a second. So we have 2. The world, the universe, the planet has 2. Is the next video in color as well? Are they all out in color? Where are we going on this ride?
I don't know, Ryan. All I know is that these 2 songs were me wrapping up a chapter in a pretty little bow. And the rest of the album is just all about where I am now and where I'm going. So, in my opinion, these are great songs, but I've saved the best for later.
Yeah.
So look at her now, Selena Gomez. There is the conclusion to our conversation right there. Right?
Yep.
In color. She seems like an amazing person, I got to tell you. She.
Oh, well, thank you.
She seems cool. She seems strong. Yeah. She seems like she's got the right, she's where she wants to be. That's what she seems like to me.
Yeah, she is that.
How would you describe she? How would you say she is?
All right, Ryan. It's I wrote it as a story.
Yeah,
I
love it.
And I wanted that perspective because I also want to show that there is so much strength in being and claiming who you are, especially for me as a woman. Because I think it's obvious. It's a million times harder for me to even speak or do anything like this because, I'll just get criticized for it. But if I allow that to go in, then I'm never going to release what I actually feel inside. So this was me actually feeling like I did it. Like I actually did it. And now, it's just up from here. And I wanted to do that really for my fans. So Lose You to Love Me to me was the single, but I think that the other song should be for my fans. They've stood by me for years and years, and they've walked with me through everything I've gone through, and I just wanted to let them know that I was good,
Well, I love that.
I know.
I appreciate that. One of the things I'm thinking about, Tanya makes fun of the books that I read, but
it's true. We don't make fun of the books you read. You just read so many of them at one time that you don't actually finish.
I never finish any.
I make fun of the ones you read. It's
right.
like crystals in the water. I'm like, what is that about?
Ooh.
It's about we're all made of water. That's why we're drawn to the water. But
my
I'll tell you about
gosh.
the reason I bring this up is there is a book that I read called Zen, Z-E-N. And one of the things it says in the book, and I'm thinking about this when I'm listening to both of those songs, it says, whatever happens to you in life is to your greatest benefit. And so when you think back to all the stuff that first song addressed, and you think to where you are now and the things you just said to me, in life, it's going to happen for your greatest benefit, to be the greatest you,
Wow, thank you, Ryan.
Yeah.
That's really nice.
And I believe that. And I'll send you a copy of the book. It's short.
Okay.
And frankly,
I think I have it. That's the funny
Oh,
part.
you did?
Is the cover orange?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
It's like this big, right?
Right, yes.
I keep it by my bed, and sometimes I'll pick up and just read something from it because I think it's just a great little thing to glance back at, right?
Yeah, it is.
Sometimes, though, in life, you need these simple little things to help you
Of course.
point you in the right direction. So, Selena, you also have done something that's powerful on Netflix. This is a documentary series called Living Undocumented. Mm-hmm. And I know Patty was talking to us about it, and she got very emotional watching this documentary. And if anybody hasn't seen it, it's on Netflix. What was important for you? What was the story that you wanted to tell, and what did you want people to take away from it, from seeing it?
Originally, the director, Aaron, had me in mind, and the show wasn't anything. Mm-hmm. It was a sizzle reel, and he showed me a few families that he was following, and I just immediately I started crying. And my grandparents on my dad's side, they were illegal immigrants. They came in 1972, and it took them 18 years to get citizenship, and they did everything properly. They worked with the system, with the government, and I'm grateful that it is what it is now. But had that happened years ago, I don't even know if I would exist. And I think that feeling is so real. And I'm friends with so many beautiful people from all over the world that make this world better. And it just, honestly, it blew my mind. So, of course, I wanted to be a part of it. And I got to meet incredible families. And all I wanted was for people to see the humanity behind it. You're constantly seeing what it is on the news that we're calling people aliens and stuff, and it's just, that doesn't seem real to me. I want people to actually see the families that are affected and different stories of it. So that was my goal, and I don't think I've been more proud of something that I've done in my life.
Yeah, you hear stories on people saying they're scared to just wake up, they're scared to be here. Mm-hmm. Patty, I know you were touched by it.
I mean, what you did was so courageous. I couldn't get through the first episode or the second episode without feeling the pain. And I think it brought back so many memories that I think I held back when I was a child, because I'm also Mexican American, and both my parents came here undocumented through the desert. Yeah. And it took me back to times when I remember seeing my parents and my uncles and my aunts talking about what they would do in the event that they would have to be sent back home. Mm-hmm. And just watching this, and I'm like, nothing has changed. No. Absolutely nothing. And I just feel so privileged and sometimes even guilty that I can walk here without holding the pain on my shoulders of hiding in my family. I can't imagine what my life would be if my parents had not the opportunity to become, at the time, legal residents, and now U.S. citizens. Yeah. And what you did was incredible, and it was so courageous. And I texted Tanya, I'm like, you have to tell her that what she did was so beautiful. My 12-year-old sister was watching your watching this thing on your, the op-ed you did on Time Magazine, and how you said, I'm Mexican American, I'm proud. And my 12-year-old sister looked at me and said, Selena is Mexican American? And I said, she is. And she got out of the couch with a smile on her face. And that's all it takes for these young kids to see themselves and say, you know what? I belong in this space because this is also my country. Yeah. And I just can't thank you enough.
Thank you so much.
It was really courageous of you.
It means the world to me. Thank you. Thank you so much.
I know. Wow. You brought a lot of emotion in this morning.
I know. I'm sorry.
Listen, we want to thank you for coming by. Mm-hmm. And I'm so happy that we had a chance to explore both those tracks with you.
Thank you.
This has happened very fast for us in a 24-hour cycle. Do you have anything? I know fans are driving you crazy asking you what else, and when else, but what are you telling them?
I can't really say anything. That's kind of the position I'm stuck in. No, but like I said earlier, it's all just going to be better, and it won't be as long as I've kind of waited before.
So because you said you had stuff ready, and then this came because you felt like it was the right time to do it. So stuff is ready to go too.
Absolutely. Okay. I have a million ideas, and it's just It's just going to be cooler, and it's going to be stronger, and it's going to be better.
Well, please let us know whenever you want to come back for whatever's happening soon that we don't know about.
For sure.
All right?
All right. You're the best, Ryan. Thank you.
Thanks for coming.
All right.